So our air conditioner has broken down for the third time this week. So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug is Star Trek. It has the Enterprise on it from different directions, but it also has Voyager, Discovery, and I think Defiant is on here. I think. Yes, Defiant is on here. She's down here. There is no tea in this mug. When your house is 85 degrees on the inside and it is in the 90s outside, no hot tea. No. Just not doing it. But this coffee mug just came in today. It is from my ex-husband, who knows I really love coffee mugs, and I am a science fiction geek for Star Trek, Star Wars, all those things. And so he went ahead and picked this up for me, and I think it is a gorgeous mug. And on the back end, it gives the NCC 1701. I have to look at it. No memory. But it's a great mug. Thank you, Carrie. Really appreciate that. And we will use that in a future thing. In the meantime, I'm going with this. This is my This is a juice mix I make. I take 1/3 of a container of ocean spray cranberry. I usually use cran raspberry. The regular cranberry is just a little bit too acidic, I think. So I take the cran raspberry, and then I add 1 to 2 oranges, depending on the size of the orange. This one has 1.5, and then I put all that in a 1-gallon pitcher, and I fill the pitcher up, and that is my drink, and I drink that all the time. I go through 1.5 to 2 of the ocean sprays a week, which is a good thing. You need that much. Anyway, so today we are going to do a sample queen. Wearing the sample queen crown, which I kind of let go everywhere earlier. But that's one of the clues that we're doing a sample queen. And this is a mismatch. Here we go again. A couple of these items are makeup, a couple of them are skincare. Let's just get into it. So the first one is this not quite finished Rosearte The Feels mud mask. I love this thing. I am very upset I cannot find this thing anywhere else. I'm mad that I have no idea where to find this. Despite the granules, it is not a harsh exfoliator. It feels good on the skin, dries down quickly, leaves my skin soft and smooth, but not overly dry. And I really like it, and I really wish I could find it. I suspect that whoever the original manufacturer is of this, they were getting rid of it, which makes me very, very upset. But as you can see, it's sort of a pinky, orangey color on the skin, and it dries down very quickly. It's really nice. It really works very, very well. I really enjoy this. It is not intended to, like, cleanse pores much, I don't think. Well, it does have bentonite and kaolin in it, so that it should be somewhat cleansing of the pores, but it is a very, very nice mask. If you can find it, please let me know where I can pick it up. Let me know down in the comments down below. Otherwise, sorry, it's not available anywhere else. I got that in one of my boxes. And it might even have been an add-on from Ipsy, and it hasn't been back on Ipsy either. So yeah, very upsetting. It is just gone. I have not been able to find it at all. And if you have a hint, if you have a clue, if you have anything, please let me know, because yeah, I really enjoy that mask. I'm gonna finish it up. All right, so next is the Ensa CBD Superfood Dual Cleansing Oil. I got this, as you all know, I got a cleansing oil in one of my Ipsy bags, and I ended up liking it. So I was looking for one that's a little less expensive, which this one was. I've used it. I haven't found it as cleansing as the one as I got in the Ipsy bag, which I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. This says THC free, 8 super oils. Dual phase cleansing oil melts away makeup and impurities. Antioxidant mega rich CBD nourishes the skin for a healthy glow. Powered by 8 super oils. The ingredients are not listed on the bottle, but so far I really like the packaging, but not a fan of the scent of this. It's also very, very loose, so just a drop. You see, it's very oily. Yeah, there's something, it's like it's trying to be minty, but not quite. I can't even explain it, but I'm not a fan of the scent. It's very light, and I found that it doesn't annoy me over time. It fades fast enough, and I get it off my skin fast enough that it's not one of those things where, oh God, that smells so bad, I'm not going to buy it anymore, I'm not going to use it, going to give it away. I will use this bottle up. It is looser than the previous oil, but left less of a very light residue. Granted, when you use an oil, that's usually your first or maybe your second, if you, like me, and you use baby wipes to clear your makeup. So the oil would be your second. So the residue would not be that big of a deal, because then you'd use an actual soap to actually cleanse your skin. This doesn't leave that much. There's a cooling sensation when applied that feels really nice. My skin feels soft and clean when rinsed off. The cooling sensation hangs around for a bit. I actually like it for the mornings. I do not use this at night. I do not use this to remove my makeup. I have found that it actually has isn't as powerful as the other one, and I'm on the fence on repurchasing it. Not, like I said, not sure we'll be purchasing. My current cleanser has less than half the cost at $38. I may just see how long this lasts for once a day application before I make a decision. I really do like, I have to say, I really do like how this feels on the skin. But like I said, it doesn't seem to pick up as much as the one that I got from Ipsy as a starter, so I'll probably try something else in the future, maybe. And I say maybe because I am trying to reduce costs around. I'm going to stop buying toner soon because you don't need toner, and I may end up not buying any more cleansing oils depending on where we're at financially at the time. I've been doing just fine with the, face cleanser and getting, and wipes. And I already use the pharmacy makeup remover stuff, so I don't really think I need a fourth one. But I really do like it. I do like how it feels so cooling. I like this because it soothes the skin for me. And when I've worn makeup, that is actually kind of important, especially the next day, because a lot of that irritation shows up the next day, not necessarily the same day. I get that after effect. I've scrubbed everything off. I think that's part of the problem, and this actually really helps with that. But that said, for the price and for the fact that it's an extra item and the fact that it's not nearly as cleansing as the other oil, things like that, I'm not sure I'm going to repurchase it. I do think it's a good oil in general if you're not wearing heavy makeup the way I do, but for people who wear really heavy makeup like me, this won't actually help that much, I don't think. It doesn't even seem to make much of a dent on the mascaras I use. So yeah, it's nice. I do like it. I just don't know if I like it enough to repurchase. And at this point, it's probably gonna be no, just because of price and extra stuff on my face, kind of thing. Next, I have the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Cream Hydrating Moisturizer. I can't name it any longer. I only used this a couple times, and I didn't like it. This is no for a couple reasons, including the price, $52. Mind you, my Derma E's are a little are in the mid-range, they're in the $30 range for the most part. You can get moisturizer for even less than that. $52? No. No, 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 no. It would have to be a miracle worker for that price. It really would. Anything that's $35, $40 and up, you better actually make my skin go, ah, because otherwise, no, I'm not spending that much money. It is lightweight, which is nice. It has dimethicone. This isn't a big deal in a moisturizer because if you've done your products correctly, as you've layered your stuff on it, I actually do put on a number of layers. As you've layered your products on, you've waited at least a minute or two between each to let them absorb. And so by the time you get to the last product, it having dimethicone isn't that big of a deal because hopefully if you keep it in your last product, it creates that barrier, which is great to keep things in. However, you don't want to have anything with dimethicone underneath your moisturizer because that will repel some of the other stuff that you're trying to get into your skin. For me, though, I am trying to limit the amount of dimethicone in my skincare, so this is a no for that reason. But the biggest problem is by morning, because I haven't tried this during the day. And considering what's gone on at night, I wouldn't try this during the day. So I've only tried this overnight, and I've actually tried it with my other stuff and as a, what I call an emergency nighttime thing. One of the things that I like to use if I have a product with dimethicone, like right now I have a Pixie one with dimethicone, is if I'm in a rush and I don't want to do all the things, and I just want to make sure I keep moisture in my skin, I just put that on, that one thing, and I go to bed with that. That way I can go to bed quickly, but my skin has been taken care of. So that's one thing. I just tried this both ways. I've tried this with all my stuff and without all my stuff. And the biggest problem with it is by morning I end up feeling like an oil slick on my nose. So this is definitely not for oily skin. And my cheeks, which are dry, end up feeling waxy. It might work for normal skin. I don't recall feeling anything on my forehead or my chin, but the rest of my face was a disaster. When I rinse off in the morning, my skin doesn't feel soft and moisturized. This has to be one of the worst water creams I've ever tried, in all honesty. Do not recommend it. Will not buy it. Will not finish this. This is going to go straight in the trash. To me, it is that bad. Next, I have the Sunday Riley Ice Moisturizer. Now, I gotta say, I gotta preface this with, take this with a grain of salt. I have tried a number of Sunday Riley sample things. I've only found one thing I like, and then I ended up not rebuying it because of cost. Sunday Riley is kind of expensive. I'm not sure if it's Peter Thomas Roth expensive, but it's expensive. So I tend to not purchase that unless I can get it from someone that I can trust at a reduced price. However, the other thing is most of their stuff does not work for me. It's too heavy. I feel it on my skin. You all know I have issues with feeling shit on my skin. I hate it. Yeah. So there was only one cream I ever liked. It was in an orange bottle, and I used one jar of it, and I had a second jar which I gave to my daughter, and I've not purchased any more, and I've not used anything else since. And I've tried a number of other things, and they just don't work for me. So grain of salt on this one. Anyway, so this is heavy, and just like most everything else SR makes, my skin hates it. It feels irritated after using it. The cream sits on top of my skin and never absorbs. I just, like I said, I only used it once or twice, and that's enough. It's not going to work for me. So, not repurchasing. I'm not recommending it. And if you have skin that has sensitivities to, or if you are sensitive to stuff, feeling stuff on your face and things feeling heavy, do not use that. Yeah, I'm sure some people love it, otherwise Sunday Riley wouldn't be around. But for my sensitivities with how I feel about things on my skin and feeling them on my skin, no. And then the whole other, no. Not absorbing, no. No, no, no. We don't mess around with that. All right. So the next three are makeups. Makeups. We're doing makeups with the skincare today. And we're starting today with the Estate eyeliner. As I recall, I swatched this. And I was like, I don't know about that. Don't know. So there it is. It doesn't look very black, honestly, but it applies on your eyes much better than it swatches. It really, really does. And I'm actually wearing it and one of these other items today. It has a beautiful color, smooth line, no bleeding. The tip is perfect. It's controllable. It's got some softness to it. Let me show you. It does have some softness to it, so you can make your thing thicker, or you can just go on the tip and make it thinner. So it's a really nice tip on this particular eyeliner. It's very controllable. I was able to make some decent wings with it. It's listed as water resistant and did better than most waterproof liners I've used. I'm actually pretty impressed. I have to say, I've said it before. I'm saying it again. People are sleeping on Estate. I really like this. I like a lot of their eyeshadows. I love their Do Me baked highlighters. I love some of their lip things, the lip icing in particular. You're sleeping on them. Go check them out. The biggest problem, and I'm trying to get this to curl a bit better so I can get it out of my face. The biggest problem I have with them at this point, well, two of them, is that they only have one shade of their bronzer. They need to go deeper, and they didn't have very many eyeshadow palettes before, and I have found that some of the pots, the eyeliner pots they have, can be a bit more difficult than the actual the ones in the palettes. Honest, I know what I'm going to say, but that might be specific to the specific colors, so it may not be that. But I use this today to do the line on the top of my eye, along my lower lash line, and also to underline along here to try to clean up those lines. And the wings, the whole thing didn't come out the way I wanted it today, so just ignore that mess. Ignore that mess. But yes, I really do like this. Would I repurchase it? If I didn't have the melt, probably. And I actually might, because sometimes when I'm using a brush, I do need a pen, like I said, to straighten out some of the lines and clean up some of the lines sometimes. If I were to do that, I probably would get another one of these, because so far, other than the Ico, and this is one of my favorite ones that I've had, that's an liquid eyeliner. I'm not big on liquid eyeliner pens. I like these felt tip markers when I do use them. I don't like eyeliner pencils for my eyes in general. Yeah, I do recommend this if you're looking for a new eyeliner. And as I recall, it is not that expensive. Alrighty, so next, here's another thing. I actually had given this to my daughter, and now I have it back. And that is the Bobbi Brown Face Base. Like I said, I gave this to my daughter. I've only used it a couple times. First, I would never purchase this because of the price. The price is out there. I have a $10 or $15 Good Molecules that I use that I love. If I can't find that, I can get the NYX Hydra Touch for about $8.50 to $10. I'm not spending what these guys want for this. I'm just not. I really like the scent of it. It has a slight hint of citrus, which I love. You know I love citrus scents. I love that smell. So it's very, very slight to me. And I also like that it's a moisturizer and primer in one. My Good Molecules is that. I like needing to put less on my face, but it feels a bit slick on my skin, and I do need to make sure to go very light because it can get greasy. I know you're supposed to go kind of light with a lot of your products, including your base, but you really need to go really light with this. And because of the fact that I already have an oily nose and all that stuff, this just does not work for me. And I much prefer the Good Molecules and if I can't get that, like I said, the NYX. But I am just been into the Good Molecules. In fact, I have a backup jar of my Good Molecules, and this is far too expensive. So it's going back to my daughter. I don't recommend it, especially if you have oily skin. It's just going to sit on the skin and just feel greasy, and you're already having trouble with the oil, so that's a no. Okay, so for my last item, let me preface this with, I have found that the small samples of this versus the full sizes of these things, this particular product, can be very, very different. And this review is based on a sample size. So that is the Milk Kush Mascara. This was an Ipsy thing. It's a bit of a drier formula, which, like I said, may not be true for a larger, for a full size. If the formula is the same for the full size, I would be concerned because it does start off dry. And you know, as mascaras get used, they start getting a bit drier. So personally, for the larger sizes, I like something that's a little bit on the wet side, so as it dries up, I can continue to use it and not have to worry about that I'm going to have to toss it because it's too dried out to use. But in something this size, that is not that big of an issue. It can be somewhat stiff when applying, but the length is beautiful. I prefer wetter formulas only because they dry out as they're used, which means a dry formula becomes more difficult to work with pretty quickly. So far, I've been using this, well, this says, I've been using this since May. So in about 2 months, I have to toss it anyway. So I've been using this since May, and it hasn't seemed to dried up horribly between then and now. So that's good. Maybe it has less alcohol or something in it, or whatever it is that causes them to dry up. I do have to be careful when mixing it with other mascaras because it can tend to flake depending on the mascara, which I do mix mascaras because some of them will give me more length, others will give me more volume. This one says, just says Milk Kush. I can't remember what the claims on this. I can't remember if this is supposed to be volumizing. It is not as volumizing as I like. For a lengthener, it works really well over the top of something. I'm actually wearing it over my Estate Essence Volume Booster Lash Primer, which always gives me really good defined lashes to start with and lengthens them out some to start with. So over something like that, this works really well. But it does tend to flake. Like, I can't remember. I think it flakes when I use it with the Big Ego. That's the only one I can think of right now. It might flake. No, because I just got that. So it's pretty much with the Big Ego for sure. Possibly with my Maybelline Great Lash, which I sometimes use as a base. And that flakiness, that gets in your eyes and it hurts. And if you have eyes like mine that are already tend to be irritated, you don't need anything flaking into your eyes. So you do have to figure out which ones that you can work it with and which ones you can't. May not have liked the stylet either, but it does seem to work with some of them. So something in there, probably the Princess Lash, it worked really well. It is not bad. It is not a favorite. It just, I have to work it a little bit to get the length I like. I'm wearing it today, and my lashes are not as long and as full as I would normally like. It does work. Probably would work better over false lashes, which I don't wear. It's an extra expense that I'm not going to get into. Unlikely to repurchase it, even if it wasn't a price or mascara, and price is always like that final cutting line. It has to be, anything has to be amazing for it to cost a lot to encourage me to buy it. So I wouldn't buy it based on that probably, but definitely not because of how it works on my skin, on my lashes. So hopefully you can see the lashes here. They're nice, but I like them closer to my eyebrow when I'm done using it. And so I actually use 3 coats of this to get it where it's at. It's not a favorite. Won't repurchase it. We'll use it up. It's okay. It's not astounding. It is not horrible. So that is everything I have for review. I hope you found something in there interesting that you might like, something that maybe you were thinking about that now you're thinking about a little bit more because you want to avoid it. Hopefully I've helped some of you out with your future purchases and things that you might be interested. Anyway, so that is it for the day, and I hope you like what you've seen. And if you do like what you've seen, I hope you will subscribe. When you subscribe, please hit that notification bell so you know when I upload, sort of, because the only place it's going to show up is on your YouTube homepage, because YouTube's not emailing people still. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Anyway, I currently upload Mondays and Thursdays. However, we do have bonus videos. My son's Geek Fuel should be coming up if I haven't put it up yet. I've been very distracted. It's here, but I've been very distracted. It should be up before this one. If not, you all can come and tell me I need to let that kid open his box, because damn it. By the time this goes up, this would have been here for a week and a half. For July. And we're in August. So yes, you may remind me that that kid deserves to open his Geek Fuel. Because damn, it's between just things. We'll just go things. It's been things. There have been things. But we will get to it, especially since his birthday is this week. At any rate, so we do the Geek Fuel. If you send anything, that is also opened as a bonus video. And right now, up until about probably the middle, maybe the end of October, we're doing our garden videos. If you're interested in any of that, probably should have that bell clicked so that you know when they're up, just by checking that little bell on your YouTube homepage, because they do not go up on regular upload days. If you're part of my notification squad, please check both your bell and your subscription to make sure they're both still active, because yes, indeed, YouTube's still doing that too. Thank you, YouTube. Those of us with small channels really appreciate you culling our membership. I've got one of the tiniest channels out there. I have friends with some of the tiniest channels out there, and YouTube is like getting rid of our members. Stop it. Moving on. If you choose not to subscribe after all of that, well, I still hope you will do the YouTube-y things and like the video, and that you will come back. And when you do come back, well, bring a cup of tea or juice or something. All right, I already know how this tastes, but I'm going to take another drink because it's freaking hot. Oh, God. So good. So good. If you don't like heavy juices, if you have problems with... I have an ulcer in my stomach, which is why I have to be careful about the acidity. Doing that mix, like I said at the beginning of the video, may help. And you can get plenty to drink. And if you're like me and you can taste water and you cannot stand the flavor, I know a lot of people are going to come in the comments and say, water doesn't taste like anything. Yes, it does. I can taste water. However, I'm fortunate that I do not have the soap gene for cilantro. Thank God. Anyway, so you're always welcome back here. We hope we will see you again. And in the meantime, that's it. It's done. Hope you have a good day.